this is today's hair tutorial, how to make it look really crazy. No, I'm just kidding. So this is my hair just blow dried, and we're going to smooth it out with a large curling iron to give it kind of mimic a round brush blowout. And so what I have done so far is I sprayed in some Oribe run through, which is a primer for your hair, mids to ends. It's going to fill in any porosity differences. Smooth style serum, mids and ends, just to give it a little bit more heat protection and keep it nice and smoothed out, which it doesn't look like right now, but it will be. And so now what I'm going to do is use a 2-inch curling iron. This is a Marcel, but you could use just the clamp. At home I use just the clamp, it's a lot easier, but I forgot it at home. And I'm going to just take very large sections actually. This is really quick and easy. This is how I style my hair when I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I need to wash it. So, large section in the back. Pin this all out of the way. I'm just using this big drop. Maybe wearing a turtleneck wasn't the smartest idea for this because that's exactly what the curling iron will be, but I'll try to not burn my shirt. So I'm going to just take vertical sections here and just roll it in. So I'm starting at the roots and then slowly pulling it down, and I keep curling as I start to pull it down. So really, you just want to keep in mind that what you're trying to do here is just smooth your hair out and just give it a little bit of a bend. And then, so I usually do 4 sections across, so they're quite large. And the next section, ow, I can't see. Okay, let's try not to burn ourselves. That is my number one, ow! My number one piece of advice to you is not to burn yourself, but it happens. Okay, so starting at the roots and then roll it down. And this is the bottom. Really, I just want to get a little bit of bend and just make sure it's smooth. And then the next section, this is going to be a pretty large section as well. And I kind of take it like above the ears, but then I like round it a little bit to make sure that it is pretty large. About that. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this section. I'm still going to keep these sections for vertical. And you can see it's really not that curly, it's just a little bit of a bend. So once we comb it out, it's just going to be loose waves. And even these, you could do these in all different directions. I kind of tend to do them away from the face and then on either side, and then when I move to the top, it's just going to all be curled under. Want a little bit more heat protection, I have already put that in when I blow dried my hair. If you want something a little bit more, you could always spray section by section with either your favorite heat protection product, or I usually recommend soft lacquer. It's really good for hair that doesn't have very good hold. Or you could even use like a light hairspray that doesn't get too tacky. Okay, so now I'm going to start moving to the sides. And again, this is just like meant to be really fast and easy, so they don't have to be perfect sections. It doesn't matter if they're one's a little bit larger than the other, you're going to brush it all out anyways. Okay, and now I'm going to start doing these horizontal because I have a lot of length here, so I can do that. So split that in two. And I'm not even bothering to really comb it. I combed it after I washed it, but that's about it. I'm just raking my fingers through it. Start at the roots again. And then roll it down. So it's really important to always start at the roots. This way you keep body in your hair. You keep it volumized, otherwise you just have the curl on the ends, which could be a really good look on its own too, depending on what you're doing. And this is great for, like, I have short hair, but when my hair was a little bit longer, I used to do it then too with the exact same size curling iron, just because you're basically just mimicking a round brush blowout. And now I'm just gonna finish this. I'm gonna do another section the exact same way, and then I will meet you when I get to the top. Okay guys, so I have finished the sides, and I did it exactly the way I showed you before. And now the top section, I'm going to do all horizontally like this. So my hair is quite thick, so it naturally has a lot of volume at the roots, but if you have finer hair and want to create a little bit of root lift, you could even just go in and, while your hair is still wet, and use a thickening spray, volumizing spray. Again, I'm just kind of baking it in there. And now I'm just counting this down. And I'm just gonna leave it because when your hair is cooling, that's when it's starting to hold the shape. So I'm not really going to run my fingers through any of my hair until the very end and once it's cool, just so it lasts longer. And the entire time while I'm on the top, I am over directing it forward and always going in with the curling iron first and just wrapping the hair back. And you can see how much forward the curling iron is. And that's just creating lots of volume. And when you're directing all of this straight back, it gives you the option to part your hair wherever you want. You can part it in the middle, to the side. You can flip your hair hands throughout your hair throughout the day, so you don't have to worry about a specific. I can't even say the word. A specific part. Specific.
We'll include that.
Still directing it all back. Okay, so now we're getting really close to the front. Finish this section. And the next one is my fringe. And I'm going to do still the exact same thing. Direct it all back. Now that my fringe is getting a little bit longer, I can do that. When it was shorter and I was still trying to grow it out, I did have to just part it where I would regularly part my hair and do it just to the side to smooth it out. But now that it's getting a little bit longer, I can fit it into the curling iron and direct it all back. And this is really good because this is how we create that kind of like curtain look around the face when we're doing a round brush blowout, is by directing it back like this, so you could easily mimic that with the curling iron. And so now what I'm going to do is just shake it all out. And if you have a Mason Pearson, which as we've mentioned before is our favorite brush, you just comb it all out. If not, you could use an isthmus brush or any brush that is, has soft bristles on it. So now you just want to play with it and see how you want to place your hair. If you want to part it closer to the middle, or you could do it to the side. And honestly, I love this because I like to just play around with it throughout the day, and it doesn't necessarily have to be parted in one part because you are directing it back, so it has a lot more movement to it. And if you wanted, you could finish with a little bit of a dry spray at the roots, or they just launched a brand new product, which is really amazing. And I think we can share it now. So it is the Gold Lust Dry Shampoo. It's amazing, especially for people who have hair like me where it's processed and you don't want to put anything that's too drying on it, but this will still help keep some moisture in your hair, but yet create a lot of body at the roots. And you can even use it throughout your hair. It's really amazing. So Can't wait for all of our clients to be able to play with this. But my hair right now seems okay. Like I don't feel like I need to create a little bit more body or anything, but maybe tomorrow I usually would use a dry shampoo for finishing. And maybe you could even use a little bit of an oil, like Gold Lust oil by Oribe on the ends. That's usually really nice too, but I'm gonna keep it nice and clean today and start adding some more stuff to it tomorrow.